This is a presentation by the Kiowa County Media Center.
Hello and welcome to Greensburg, Kansas for the Media Center's broadcast of the Kiowa County Mavericks' final home game of their 2013 regular season. The Mavericks remain unbeaten so far, but the Stockton Tigers have traveled a long way to try to put a blemish on that perfect record. We'll be back to talk about tonight's matchup in a bit, so sit back and relax for another great night of Maverick sports on the Kiowa County Media Center. It's senior night here in Greensburg, and the players of the class of 2014 are certainly having a memorable season to go out on. Trevor Powell, Peyton Miller, Evan Jacks, John Terhune, Michael Tedder, and their underclassmen teammates have not lost a game this season and hope to continue that winning streak tonight against the Stockton Tigers. Hello everyone, my name is Matt Christensen alongside Travis Barnes. The Mavericks are in good position to win their 8-man Division I district. They have just one district game remaining next week against St. John. Before they look ahead to that game, they need to take care of business against the visiting Stockton Tigers. While the Mavericks are riding high coming off perhaps their biggest one of the season, the Tigers are struggling mightily as they come into this game.
That's right, Matt. As you mentioned, the Mavericks are coming off their most impressive win of the season last week against the Fairfield Falcons. The Falcons are a very good football team that had dominated the majority of its opponents this year, but the Mavericks played a nearly flawless game to come out with a 50-0 victory. That's really been the story of the Mavericks season. Aside from a homecoming scare against South Central, the Mavericks have steamrolled through their entire schedule. The Stockton Tigers, on the other hand, started out the year on a high note with a close win at Hill City, but they've not won since and are currently on a 6-game losing streak. One thing to note is Stockton's averaging less than 20 points per game this year, a low average that has to concern head coach Otis Hendricks as he faces an outstanding Mavericks defense that has shut out 3 opponents this season.
Well, what players will need to step up for the Tigers if they're going to have a chance against this very strong Maverick defense?
Well, really, there's 2 of them you want to pay attention to. The first one is the running back Nolan Lowry. He's having an impressive sophomore season for the Tigers. His 808 all-purpose yards account for over 50% of Stockton's total for the season. The other one you'll want to focus on is going to be the quarterback Joel Green, and it's really interesting because he's a freshman, and so how is he going to deal with that pressure of getting the starting nod against this really tough Mavericks defense? For the Mavericks, the couple you will need to focus on are Evan Jacks and Peyton Miller. Now, Evan Jacks has been a starter on the defense, been getting a lot of offensive time. He's second on the team with 43 tackles behind Trevor Powell. And Peyton Miller, he didn't really get a lot of playing time, but man, when he gets in there, he really has made an impact. Most memorable is probably one of the fumble or kickoff recoveries he had versus South Central, which really helped to swing the momentum of that game in the Mavericks' favor.
Well, it should be a great game here tonight. We'll come back in a bit and have the national anthem and starting lineups for you. You're watching Maverick Sports on the Kiowa County Media Center. And welcome back. As you can see, Kiowa County off to an early lead against Stockton. They lead 20-0 with just over a minute to play here in the first quarter. Kind of expected, given the team's records coming into this game, that the Mavericks would probably have the edge here. But I've got to say, Stockton, although they are down now 20-0, they're just playing some fairly solid fundamental football, and I've been fairly impressed.
I've been impressed with their tackling. Compared to the tackling that we saw last week versus Fairfield, who didn't wrap up at all. Very, very impressed with the tackling ability of Stockton. And that was a fairly sizable hit there by Tedder. He looks like he knocked one of the defenders almost in the next week. That was
almost knocked it into Hamill, who was returning there for the Tigers. But Hamill, another kind of continuing the theme, the Tigers with a nice return there.
Good starting field position.
Hamill able to get around the left side, have some room, and gets it out to the 32. So again, pretty strong field position to start out for the Tigers. Although, unfortunately, to date, they have not been able to do a whole lot once they do get their offense on the field. They've yet to have a first down. Hamill drops back to pass. Thinks twice, is running around the right side. And fades some Mavericks tacklers. And he's still on his feet.
Excellent.
And he is all the way down to the 15-yard line of the Mavericks. So outstanding run by Hamill.
Yeah. And really, the Mavericks need to take a page out of that tackling was very poor. Wow, I'm good. I'm glad to see Stockton have a run like that. This is pretty impressive here.
Very impressive. Fades a couple tacklers there, and again there, Bandman tries to wrap him up but can't. Same with Powell, lays some pads on him but doesn't bring him down, and until he's finally forced out of bounds by Powell there on the left side. So nice gain there for Hamill. Brings up 1st and 10 for the Maverick 15. And the snap gets away from Hamill, and he's just going to down it there. So bad break for the Tigers after a nice gain by Hamill. That's going to be a big, call it a 11-yard loss, brings up 2nd and 11. 2nd and 21, I should say.
Yeah, it was a pretty tough break there. The snap just got away from him.
So 2nd and 21 for the Tigers. Again, threatening for the first time here tonight. And we're dropping back to pass. Had a guy open there. That was 28, intended for Nolan Lowry. Just let him a little too much. Falls incomplete.
Yeah, Lowry could have done some real damage there. He had a nice seam to run through. Just couldn't connect.
So that will bring up 3rd and 21 for the Tigers. And this should be the last play, I would think, of the first quarter, with just 2 seconds left to go. And Lowry in the backfield. Hamill going to pitch it out. Actually, sorry, that is 34. Holton Cole. But he really doesn't have anywhere to go on that option play, and he's going to be dropped for a large loss. So Mavericks recovering nicely from that big play, big run by Hamill. Now forcing the Stockton Tigers into a 4th and about 30. And that's where we'll start the second quarter. Hope you join us for it. You're watching Maverick Sports on the Kiowa County Media Center. Right now, we would like to feature all of our senior players for the Kiowa County Mavericks. Take a quick look at some of their highlights tonight. You see Trevor Powell. Touchdown run and a stiff arm there around the left side. Well, not quite a touchdown run. He had a good night. Peyton Miller, again, very big night. Touchdown run, touchdown pass, doing a lot of kicking. Good defense. Evan Jacks, again, very big anchor of the Mavericks defense. Doing a great job again here tonight. John Terhune, again, both offensive and defensive line, very important to the success of the Mavericks. And Michael Tedder, big guy, can't say enough about him and all he does up front, controlling the line of scrimmage. So, congratulations to all the Maverick seniors. 2nd and 10. Hamill going to pass it. He hits a completion. Out to the 15. That is complete to Caden Cognac. Nice gain there of about 6 yards. Brings up 3rd and 4.